Hi, everybody. Welcome to this week's edition of our deep dive webinars. My name is Savannah, and I am part of the customer success team here at Sendible. We are excited that you are here. Lindsay, it's great to have you. Just some tips. Julie and I are going to be talking today about our Canva integration, and we are so excited that you're joining us. Now, just some housekeeping tips. To the right of your screen, you're going to see that you have a chat box where Lindsay and Nelson have said hello. And just to the right of the chat box, you're also going to see the option to drop your questions. Now, throughout the entire webinar, please feel free to add your questions. Try and keep them relevant to our Canva integration, just so that we can make sure that we take care of everything. But we definitely want to hear from you. Now, if you've attended one of these webinars in the past, you know that we like to start off with an icebreaker. And since today is all about design, I'm going to ask you, what was the color of your childhood bedroom? Now, the reason I asked this is because mine was straight out of the glorious 60s. And so it was mint green. And everything was white, all of the furniture, all of the linens, everything was white. It was incredible. I was a huge fan. So tell me a little bit about your favorite colors. And no way, Julie had mint green and white. We had pink. Oh yeah, I don't know. Pink would be a little overwhelming. Michaela had periwinkle and Kellyanne had coral. Ooh, how exciting. Blue, yellow. Oh, how fun. See, these are super memorable. They're like all of our memories are right here in these. Yep, Lindsay, turquoise, very close. That's amazing. Great. Well, I am going to share my screen. One second, let me just get this shared for you so you guys can see it. Here we go. Perfect. Just want to make sure. Yep, you can see my screen. Awesome. Okay, so I am going to dive right in. Now, the Canva integration is not hard to find, but I do want to make sure you definitely know where to get it. So you can head to the compose box. That's going to be just in the top right-hand corner of the screen underneath your name. You're going to select the compose and you're going to select the profiles that you would like to post to. Now, the first thing, I'm going to show you a few different examples, one of which is through a profile list. So I want to create one graphic to go to my profile list. Now, if you know about profile lists, you know that they are not broken up by the different social profiles. It's one unique message that goes to all three platforms. Now, so I'm going to just say webinar invite, and I'm going to select the attach images and videos, and that's going to be that paperclip icon. And then you have, of course, your upload file, your upload from URL, your media library, cloud, search, and YouTube functions. However, I'm going to navigate over to the design tab, which is where I can create this graphic. Now, the first thing I want to mention is that you can click on design an image. You can click on any of these. Now, one thing I do want to say is that this integration with Canva is possible if you have the free account. So I am already logged in to Canva with a free account. I am not paying for it. And that means that I still have access to all of these incredible features. So I'm checking out this Facebook post. Now, I can come in here and I can decide if this is the right fit for me. Obviously, we can go through a ton of their templates, but one thing I do want to mention is that the Instagram template is actually going to provide like the 1080 by 1080 is a pretty universal image size, and most social platforms are able to manage that. So for my profile list specifically, and if I just want to create one graphic to go to my profile lists, I'm going to select something that maybe is better suited for an Instagram square. So just something to keep in mind, and we can just use this. You'll notice that I just can type in any of these, any post descriptors that I'd like, and then I can edit here. So maybe I want to make this just talk about our webinars, right? Let's just go through, and I have the ability to just add some text, edit the text that we currently have. I can also change the color of that text. So just know that you have a lot of functionality here within the template portion. And of course, this is this title coming through here on the top. All right. I go ahead and highlight this, bold, and I want to make this green, just like this webinar, because here are the colors that they currently have. And we can see how we like it. Perfect. Awesome. Okay, so I'm happy with this graphic, and I feel pretty pleased with how it turned out. If I ever want to edit some of these other pieces, like I'd like more sprinkles or less sprinkles, you can change that around. You can also go ahead and change the placement of the cupcake. Maybe I want to see the whole cupcake, right? So just know you have all this functionality here. And then I click publish. Now see, this is a premium image. So one thing I want to mention is that we want to use that, since I'm on the free account and I'm not looking to pay for one, I can actually use these free images, and that is going to work better for me. So here we have, again, our same content, but allowing me to kind of edit and say, okay, move these up a little bit, change it around. Perfect. Okay. Preparing my design, pulling it in and downloading that image from Canva. And here we have that graphic pulled in directly to go live. Now, one thing you do have access to additionally is our image editor. So this is our in-house image editor, and that's going to be accessed through the pencil icon. And we can just make sure that we like the dimensions, because this gives us all of these different options. Now, again, we have the Instagram square, we have the Facebook post, we can check out, Google My Business, the preferred Google My Business, as well as LinkedIn metrics. So our in-house image editor is an awesome addition. So I'm going to go ahead and stick with that Instagram square because it is that 1080 by 1080. Edit that. Perfect. Now all I have to do is schedule this out for a future date and schedule. Now, that is one option for using Canva. Now, what I want to also mention here is that you can create specific images for those specific profiles. So if I decided to go through and say that I wanted to add content for my Facebook page, my Instagram business, and my Twitter account, and I can say something in here. And then I can come into the Facebook specific post and I can go ahead and create a graphic, again, going through that attach images, design a Facebook post. And I can come through here and I can create those specific designs right within Canva. So of course, it's just going to take me 1 second while it loads. Now, I can go to my recently used. I can also check out some of their recommendations as well as some of their popular templates right now. Now, we're not quite in the fall, so I am not going to be posting something for fall, but let's see if we have some summer graphics that would be really fun to utilize here. Perfect. A great template. We know this is already cropped here. So for Facebook, so we can see, all right, webinar Thursday. Now, one thing I do want to mention is that you have the ability to kind of change up the size and location. So let's see, we're going to go ahead and put that as, there we go. And just change some of these up. I love the confetti, but I want the confetti all on the top instead of around. Perfect. This tape feature, not my favorite, so I can just delete that by clicking on it and deleting it. I can also change the orientation. So if I ultimately want to change this to be straight on, I can do so. Again, really allowing me to customize this and make it my own. So let's see here. Perfect. Okay. And let's see, I'm thinking I'm going to drop this down a little bit because I'd like this to be just a little bit lower. Perfect. Okay. So I'm happy with how this looks. Now I can go ahead and publish. I can also click that, get it published. Now, maybe I've decided that Instagram is actually not the profile that I'm looking to post to. So what I can do is I can actually say, you know what, I really want this to be a Facebook and Twitter specific piece. I can come through here. I can, of course, make that change, and I can attach media, go to design, design a Twitter post. You'll note that we have Pinterest and Instagram also as options for you guys here from that Canva integration. And we can go through, and some of these templates are going to be really stellar. Maybe I do want a quote Twitter post. Maybe I'm really more looking for the event post, so I can check those out. But I can also copy and paste the background that I had used originally from my last post. So I can also utilize one of these templates here and just go through there. So maybe I am doing a quote post, go through that, see some of these options that I really love. This one is beautiful and clean, and it really gives me the option to kind of make sure that this is exactly the font I want. I really love how clean this is. Maybe this one isn't my favorite, so I'm actually going to have that changed, and I'm going to be able to change that. I love this font, but I do like the combination of being able to do something that's a little bit more script-like. I can scroll through here and double check those, just like that. And just drop this a little bit lower. Move this a little bit higher and publish. Pulls it in again directly from Canva, and this is that post going live to Twitter. We know that the Facebook and Twitter posts are different, so now I can check my previews and say, okay, here we have the post going out here, and oh, let's double check, make sure that loaded properly for Twitter. Here we go. That's the Twitter post we created. Awesome. Okay, one other thing that I wanted to mention is that especially when creating a post, if let's say that I really want to keep this Twitter post and I want to save it. So rather than scheduling, I can kind of narrow it down and say, this Twitter post with this image, I would like to save and copy to a library. So I can save this to my content. I can also save this as a draft that I can come back to later. So if I decide to save it as a draft, I'll be able to come through here, close this out, head to my draft section under the publish heading, and I can check this out and make sure that it's edited, and I can go from there and get that sent out. I can also create a content library if I decided that that was something that was valuable to me, to store my each of the Canva designs that I create. However, whenever I come into the compose box, I can find all of the Canva designs that I've worked on from within Sendible right here in my media library. And you'll see those all right here. Awesome. Well, that's what I was going to cover. So I'm actually going to invite Julie on to answer some of our questions. See, it looks like we have one. Perfect.
Sorry about that. There was a little hiccup there coming on. We did have a question about a paid Canva integration, and the good news is that that has recently been opened up through Canva. They made a change basically that we just are recently discovered, and it is possible to view and use all of your designs in your paid Canva account currently. So just as an example, I have a paid Canva account, and let me see if I can share my screen. There we go. And I'm going to share this one. So if we go here, you can see these are some of my designs. I have previous things I've done. I've got a brand kit set up. I've got items I've uploaded. So all of those things are there. However, in Sendible, I am logged into my Canva account, my Canva Pro account. When I go in and decide to design something, and I'm just going to pick design an image, I get the same screen that Savannah was talking about. However, you can see that it brings up all of my designs. I can access all of my designs. I can find my logos. If I choose to, I can find my brand colors. So yes, this is awesome news. To be perfectly honest, it's so new, we have not yet updated our help docs to reflect this. So this is hot off the press, basically. But yes, if you do have a paid account, you will be able to access all of the designs that you have created in Canva. So then that becomes up to you whether you want to create your designs using Sendible, the integration through Sendible, or whether you want to just go ahead and create your designs in Canva and then access them through Sendible.
It looks like we had a question from Natalie saying, can you purchase a template that isn't free?
That is going to be, let me go over to Canva. Let me actually, that is a question for Canva. And I believe that yes, you can purchase individual items if you do not want to purchase a full-on subscription. But again, that is a question internal to Canva. So I would direct you to Canva's help for that. Also, I wanted to mention Canva does have tutorials too, if you're not familiar with it and not sure how to get started. And there are lots of things, as you can see, that Canva offers.
We have one more question from Kelly Ann asking if we can open the design through Canva once it's in your content library.
Ooh, there's one I haven't tried before. Let's give that, let's create a design. We'll just pick one, any one. And we'll take this one and we'll publish it and see what happens. So now we're going to save this to the content library. And I'm guessing it will not. And I'm going to save this as a draft and come back to it later. Go to the content library. So there's my cupcakes. But if I go to Canva, I'm thinking that that is not going to be there. So yeah, I don't believe that that is going to be there. Does that help?
I think so, Julie. Thanks for showing that example. I'm also adding the link here to Canva's tutorials because those can be really helpful, especially for Liz. You just upgraded your account. This would be really helpful to spend some time getting their best tips on ways to use their tool. Natalie, in answer to your question, I have not personally purchased it through the Sendible integration, so I don't have a good answer for that. I know that Julie, because Julie has a paid account, she has access to those pro features, and so that's why it looks different for each of us. That would be a question to talk to Canva about. Awesome. Do we have any other questions that I can help with? All right, let's see. We're going to do a last call for questions if there's anything we can help you with. Awesome. I'm going to go ahead and drop the Canva help desk or the help center so that we make sure everybody has access to that.
Yeah, I wanted to point out these URLs up here, canva.com/help. And then the tutorials over at Canva is this designschool.canva.com.
Absolutely. So I've dropped both of those links here in the chat box that all of you guys can check those out. And Kathy asked for a new content library. And Kathy, that is such a great question. What I'm going to do is I'm going to direct you to our content library webinar, and you can check all of that out. Let me just pull that up for you really quick. And that way you can decide the best features and the best way forward, and you can get all of the best features of our Sendible content libraries. So I'm going to send that directly to you in the question. Awesome. Any other questions that I can help with, you guys? All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us this Thursday. I hope that you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. Thank you, Julie, for all your help, and we look forward to seeing you guys next week. Bye, everybody.